We are having an outdoor shoot today, I beg your pardon. And I'm so excited about outdoor shoots. I love outdoor shoots, you can tell, right? Okay, we just went through the story that we're handling today on the screen. I hope you saw that. We decided to come out to talk to people on the street today to hear their views and to get advice from them, because most of these guys, our story is their reality. And I hope that someone watching can get to learn from them. Join us as we go to the street, don't go anywhere. What's your name and what do you do?
I'm Priscilla, I'm a businessman.
Okay, so what advice, what's your take on the situation?
My take on this situation is this. The lady does not hate the man's family. She only wants to protect her home.
But now how can she go about it so that she doesn't look like the bad person?
All she will do is just for her to call her husband and one-on-one talk with her husband. Like you cannot continue to assist your younger brother because you don't know what the future holds for us. Because like the situation of the country now, everybody is trying to make some savings for himself. So the young man is not a serious type. Because even though he gives him another money, the same problem comes up. So it's better for him to go and hustle. To know how the street is. When he hustles and know how the street is, when you give him another 1 million, he'll be able to manage it. The only advice I will have for the man is this: the man has to work on his brother. He has to work on his brother. He has to know every move of his brother. Because you cannot just set your brother up in the business as a man. You set your brother up in the business, he does not know anything about the business. He does not know the movements or how your brother goes about the business. It's very wrong. It's very wrong. Because one, the man in question is not always in town. And the younger brother is always in town. It's very shameful for me to establish my younger brother and my grand brother will not pay the rent after 1 year. It's a shameful something. Understand? So the man has to work on his younger brother. He has to work.
Please tell us your name and what you do for a living.
Well, my name is Grace. I'm a trader.
Okay. So what advice right now? What do you think of this situation?
What I think is that there are some ones, they are poor, they don't have. So both of them, they come together and decided that let's train one.
That's the father and mother?
Yes, even with the junior ones, let's work and train one person. So after the whole thing, that person will take care of the younger ones. So maybe that is the situation in what I'm saying. Okay. So if that be the case, after done all this one, maybe the brothers and sisters, the mother, the father, they all join hands together to train this man.
Yes.
So after train this man, is paid back time.
Yes.
So you have to take care of the junior ones. So where you see things like that, you just unfortunate that the one that you want to train, if it's the one that have a basket head, you find it very difficult.
Yeah.
That even if you spend billions on him, nothing works out.
So how can this woman now? What should she do so that she can also, the other can invest in her at the same time the younger one?
The thing is that let her find out if what I'm saying is true.
Yeah.
And if what I'm saying is true, she should not trouble because maybe those junior ones, they work hard for the husband to become what he is. So she will just talk to the man, sit the man down, because I will not allow her to, I will not advise her to lose her marriage because of the younger ones. So
Yeah, please, tell us your name and what you do. Okay. So what advice do you have right now for this particular situation?
It's not the big issue. Let the woman try what the Lord said to the investments, and the man himself because his wife is important to this agenda type instead of him going outside to invest money, let her now.
Okay, so you're saying that if the husband sees that the wife is more industrious, he would invest in her. So you're saying why he's going to the brother right now is not because of family, but because he thinks she does not have anything to offer. Okay, so how can you advise the man to do it? If he doesn't have money at all?
Let us get the woman to places whereby the man can earn his people and himself. Everybody has something to happen. The woman is full of potentials. So by the time she invests in the wife, at least you will be able to at least bring something out of our say that wasting money on other people.
So what advice do you have to give to grown-up men that their elder brothers got married and they still have to stay with their elder brothers?
Good idea. Let them just try to at least bring them up when they are still together and bring them out when they are married.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you.
There is no distance too far in helping your family members because they are a part of you. No distance too far to help them because you know that if you succeed in helping them, you have planted a tree that will be fruitful in the family. But if you fail, well, the responsibility will come back to you because it will give you very wrong feedback at the end of your life or in the journey of your life. So you need to help them absolutely. No how far, no distance.
For me to say how far is too far in helping family members is when you begin to take the peace of your family for granted. Whatever we do for a family, when a man decides to get married, he has taken that biblical injunction to say, for this cause a man shall leave his father, his mother, his brother, his sister, and he will cleave to his wife. It means there is a separation in the realm of the spirit. Siblings are the responsibility of their parents. That is the first. Siblings are not the responsibility of each other. We also saw in the Bible that when Abraham took Lot, his brother's son, with him, trouble burst out, and he said, no, it's not good for us to fight. Let's separate so that we will begin to do our business separately. So there is a level, a limit you should go when it comes to helping family members.
So it becomes too far when it's no longer agreeable to both parties. That is the husband and wife of question. If one of them feels offended or is now beginning to create a rift between two of them, frictions, then they need to review it. And that help could be financially, could be emotional or whatever. But once one of the parties no longer feels comfortable with that help that is being rendered, then it has to be reviewed. Because primarily the home is theirs.
In our African setting, the issue of helping people cannot be removed from our culture. especially when it has to do with our family members. But for outsiders, other people, that could have some limit. But for our family members, it's our culture and our nature to actually help our younger ones. So how far is too far? When you have tried your best and you're not getting results, I think you let go of that person. Yeah, simple.
Well, when it becomes detrimental, it's because you lack wisdom. So you need to apply wisdom. Because the Bible says charity begins at home. So you just have to show that charity you are showing to your family first at home. You don't place first thing last and last thing first. So your home is the primary and the immediate place where God is looking on you to help first before you stretch to your extended. That's why it's called extended family. But this is immediate, so you must not fail in that very one, which is your primary assignment from God, to make sure your family is properly bedded and properly helped.
So that they will not intrude into your basic family. Because let's look at it this way. What is a family? A family is a man, the wife, the offspring. That is the family. Every extended family is relations. We are related to one another from birth. That's why you see we have genealogies. Even the Bible told us Jesus Christ came, but he belonged to this kind of family. There's a link. We all linked one way or the other. But that does not mean that as we are linked together, we should all be upon each other. No. Units are broken out of families. A father, mother's children, as they grow, they also have their own families. So there is a limit. It's just like a sister cannot sleep with the brother. No matter the love they have for each other, they are relatives, but they are not family members. It's first nucleus family members.
For this particular couple, really, I think the woman needs to look for somebody that the husband respects, okay, who she can pour out her heart to, and who can talk to the man, somebody the man can listen to. And this person should not be a member of both families, okay? Because if it is, they may feel that this person is taking sides. So look for somebody that the person respects and then explain the situation to him, because it looks as if the man is being manipulated in this case.
Whatever is detrimental to my family finances is to be left behind me. Because love your neighbor as yourself, not more than yourself. So if I decide to help somebody and then I'm having troubles, I should help myself first before helping someone else. If not, both of us will drown. So I should be able to help myself first before helping someone else from drowning. It's as simple as that.
Oh, absolute, complete, comprehensive transparency must be given to your wife, because she has given all to you. She has said your God will be her God, your account will be her account. And so if a woman will forgo and follow after you, then you just have to be absolutely and 100% transparent financially, because the Lord said, and the Lord blessed them. It's not you that he blessed. He blessed you for them, you and your wife. If he has blessed the woman so is blessed for the family. So the Lord bless them means you are blessed for the sake of it. It's comprehensive. It's not you that is blessed. So when you have money, your account is for the blessings of the Lord that make it rich, so that your family entirely, absolutely will be rich. So you have to be transparent. Absolutely.
We should know that when a man and a woman come together, there's something that brought them together. They pledge their love to one another. In pledging their love to one another, they also agree that their finances are no longer two but one. because what happens to one happens to the other person. The richness of one is also the richness of the other. The poverty of one is the poverty of the other. So families should be able to plan their finances and not hide their finances from each other. Because if you hide, it's like you cutting your nose to spite your face. A woman, for example, might think that you are very rich because she sees you spending. She might not know it's the last kobo you are spending, but because she was not carried along, she will also be wanting a pound of flesh. Peradventure, the thing is somewhere. Let her also get. Let it not be thrown away to others. But if you have told your wife, look, my dear, this is what I earn and this is what we are planning, that woman will even encourage you to save, because she will know that if she finishes or she's the one that is going to suffer in the home, and she will say, okay, honey, let's have set this aside for our tomorrow. So it is good that a man exposes his financial position to his wife, so that the wife also will know how to manage. If the table turns and the woman is the one that is financially more buoyant, it's also expected of that woman to also expose her financial entitlements to the man, so that the man will also know, okay, this area, for example, you have school fees to pay. The man will not go have high blood pressure thinking where he will have money. Meanwhile, his wife is already having that money. Outsiders might even begin to mock at him. But when the man and the woman, they put their resources together or exposes their financial status to one another, it prevents embarrassment to either party. I think so. Everybody should open up to each other.
We should be as transparent as much as possible. Now, both ways now, alright? The Bible says they were naked and they were not ashamed. That nakedness covers every aspect of their lives. Now, you don't withhold information, from your spouse, financial information or any other information for that. But there are some fears that are being entertained. Oh, what if I tell her? And then she's always looking for something. Some men say that she's always looking for a way to spend the money. I would say still tell her, but you have your own planning. If the wife doesn't seem to be very good with planning, then you have a plan. Perhaps before the money comes, it's okay, this is what we have, but this is what I feel we should do with it, and discuss on it even before the money comes. The problem comes when the money is there and it seems to be idle. And then that person who is a bit carefree with money knows that there is free money available and starts planning for what to do with it. That may not really be in the interest of the family. So I wouldn't say, even if a partner is careless with money or a bit carefree with money, whether it's the man now or the woman, let there be a plan. And let the plan be there before the money comes. One of the things I do, we do in this family is that at the beginning of this year or at the end of the previous year, we come up with a financial plan that everybody runs with. So once that plan is there, we now know that if money comes, this is the next thing in line, this is the next thing in line, this is the next thing in line. So having that kind of plan, organizations do it. So you don't just leave money idle, because if money comes and it looks as if it is idle, it can be spent on just anything. So that's what I will advise. But summarily, you should not withhold information about your finances from your spouse.
Well, people have different opinions to this. I'm going to talk as a man, as a husband, and as a pastor. From these three angles, transparency is very important to your spouse. If my wife does not know how much I earn, I don't think I'm doing well. Even though there are times your wife will ask for money and you say there's no money, when there's actually money, what you are saying is that there's no money for this purpose now. Not that there's no money in the house. So I advise and I recommend that husbands or wives, as it may be, should be very transparent to each other, because it helps bonding in their home. If I'm not transparent to my wife or to my wife, even when I don't have, she will still think I have and make demands. And when I have, and I told her and I tell her I don't have, she don't even believe me anymore. So if we are not transparent with each other, there's no way we can actually bond as husband and wife and live a life that will glorify God and help us as a family. So transparency is recommendable.
when you find out that the wife you have, by knowledge, you should have known who your wife is. If it's too expensive, if it's careless, if it's foolish, if she is foolish, if she is foolish concerning expenditure, you must deal with her according to knowledge. But if it's very meticulous, in fact, they said in Japan, their husband give their salary to their wife to help them spend it. That is why the culture of Japan today, they have the highest saving culture, because the women are directing the expenditure. When you see such a woman like that, oh, you just have to expose. But if you see that the woman is just thinking of buying things, going to ShopRite, spending the money, she's foolish. Because a wise woman builds her house. So deal with her according to knowledge.
I'll manage her. And managing her involves a lot of things. Managing someone who is wasteful, you don't give precious stones to pigs. Sorry for using that word. Bible says it will come back to you and attack you. So for someone who is wasteful, if my wife is wasteful or your husband is wasteful, what you do is you manage the finance yourself. You involve her when you should involve her, and you handle it when you should handle it. Because I can't have a wasteful treasurer, for example, and still continue with him. But this is my spouse. It won't break the marriage, but I will have to personally manage the family finance and involve her when I should involve her.
Yes, very important. Number one, you must have to work. You must be on work. You must have to do something. You must have to have something that generates fun. And as you generate this fun, you must have a saving culture to save money. Because the purpose why you have money is for caring for your family and those around you. So it's important for you to save. And then also have certain insurances. There are many insurances, educational insurance, life insurance, health insurance. You must save and plan your money there for your family. Then you are a wise man. But if all you have is eating up, then you will inherit a wind. You will inherit nothing. So by the grace of God, it's important for you to plan. If you have not gone to school, go. If your wife is not gone to school, make sure she also, you carry her along, send her to school, because the Bible says, by knowledge shall your house be filled with good things. By wisdom, you build a home. By understanding, you establish a home. But by knowledge, so you need to send that woman to school. You need to bring your children to school. And by so doing, you are financially planning for your home.
Once you start having children, you begin to think of their future. Because if you don't, it will just sprang on you suddenly. You know, have you wondered why people between the age bracket of late 40s, 50s are having high blood pressure? It's not the food. At that point, university educations have started creeping in. At that point, sometimes you don't even have anybody in KG again when you do little things. You now have the majors. You know, like me now, I told you I have 5 children now with my extended daughter that is 5 in the university. So what do? If you don't plan for them, their school fees for next academic session is planned now. Because if you don't plan it now and the academic session comes, it will look as if children cannot go to school. That means that you did not plan your life properly. So those that are listening to me that are having young families, there are banking system for children. Even if it's 100 naira, 1,000, whatever you can save, please save it for them. You know, my children saving, sometimes when it's really hard up, I go there and pick something from it and augment. because maybe what I'm expecting has not come, but I go and pick from their accounts so that I'll be able to use it to solve problems. But if you don't have such long-term plans, it's difficult. And even as a family, you should have plans for your retirement. Your long-term plans for your retirement, the time that you will not be able to do as much as what you are doing. That's why this contributing pension scheme is not only for workers. As a businessman, you can just plan and say, I have something I want to contribute towards my pension. So that when that time comes, you don't go to your children and start begging. You have what you can use to take care of yourself.
A financial plan will always, you have to work with what you have. Whether you are low income or high income, there should always be a plan. Okay, so you don't say because I'm low income, then I cannot plan anything. You can still plan. Like they usually say, part of the planning will be that we shouldn't spend all that we have. Something should be kept aside, no matter how small we think that income is. Because the truth is that if it was less than that, you would have put. So let something be kept aside. Then the plan will now be, after taking care of the basic things of life, and all that, then the plan now is what to do with what is left. And part of that plan also should be, how do we grow this income? Okay, that still becomes part of the plan. What can we do to augment or to increase the earnings? Because you can't plan with zero. No matter how prudent and all that you are, if you don't have something in hand to plan with, then you can't really talk about a plan. So part of that plan may be to say, okay, this is the little we have, this is the little we've been able to keep aside. What can we do to augment? What can we do to increase it? To give us more room to be able to do other things.
We say the man's heart, the woman is in the man's heart. If truly she's a sweetheart, but she speaks to you sweetly and calmly, lovely, amicable, she should be able to win the husband's heart at all times. And so she will be able to speak to her husband. Women are blessed with all futures to get their husband to agree with them. Women are blessed. They are blessed. So in such way, they use their physics, they use their build up, they use their beauty, they use their soft voice to, get their husband to themselves. That is why they are together. She should speak meekly, sweet, create an atmosphere of sweetness. And when they are together, she will be able to introduce it, darling, we can't live this way. I'm thinking, the Bible says women are very intelligent people, and the woman should build a house. A woman that is wise builds a house. Unless she's foolish, but in her wisdom, she can arrest her husband's heart, all right, and introduce the issue to her husband. Many of the things I've done in my life were introduced to me by my wife. They are good goalkeepers. They are good backmen. Let me use the word backmen. All right. So, men, that's why I need her. She's my helpmate to make sure the dream that God has given to me is what? Achieved.